Welcome back, guys. We are back again with the second episode of trying to make my £200 Amazon voucher into £2,000. So if you're watching the last one, and if you haven't, I'll have a link popping up on the screen now, just taking you back to the first episode. But we basically run through all the ways that we could potentially make money, found the ways that we also can't, or the ways that maybe we shouldn't so far, because it wouldn't make too much money. And we basically managed to cash out a good majority of it. So as you can see popping up on the screen now, this is exactly how much money we have, and we have made a slight loss, but through making that loss, we managed to transfer a lot of the money back out of Amazon into cash. What we will primarily be doing is trying to multiply that cash now, because now that we have got cash, we can go ahead, we can go spend it. Like I mentioned in the last episode, again, a car boot or a yard sale, depending on where you call it, is going to be a great way to do that. These places have a lot of second-hand stuff, however the second-hand stuff can be really good, it can also be really expensive, and you can find some really super good bargains. So what I've been doing is spending a lot of time researching what's in at the moment, what can fetch a bit of money. We'll also go through a little bit later at websites. I thought, what do? I make websites, so why not make a website as well, so we can potentially sell stuff on there. Now the big day is going to be tomorrow morning, because that's going to be the first car boot sale or yard sale as well, in case you don't know what that means. And that's going to be since Christmas, so it's going to be the first one, as long as it's not hideously raining, which I'm a bit worried about because it is actually raining right now, which is the day before. However, if it is really badly raining, we might not get so much. However, we should be able to get a lot. After Christmas, people get rid of a lot of old things to replace them with the new things, and that's where you can really get some bargains. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not great at antiques. I have been studying almost every night since the last video just to see if I can maybe potentially spot something. However, if I don't, I think the retro and gaming sort of scene is going to be the one to go for. So primarily, that's what I'm going to try and look for, really. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow, it's going to be a very early start. Obviously, I'll be bringing you guys with me. I'm not sure how much footage I'll be able to get the actual car boot itself, but I will try as much as possible. You know what English people are like. They're a bit prude. They don't like people walking around at 7 o'clock in the morning with a camera in their face. However, we will try to get some footage, or at least some recording, just to see how good my haggling is. Quick hint, it's not that great, but we are going to try and get some good deals nevertheless. So guys, early on Sunday morning, I've made it up somehow. As you can probably see, I look pretty tired. It's just a bit past 7, about just a bit past half 7 even, and we're going to make our way down now. Let's see what bargains we can find. Alright, so we've just arrived. It's not looking stupidly busy, medium busy. Let's just see how many sellers actually come, especially on the first time after Christmas. So, you know, the sale might not be quite as large as it normally is, maybe not as large in the summer, but hopefully we'll be able to get some good little bargains. So, yeah, let's get to it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get any footage of actually in there. Again, I'll see how busy it is. We'll see if I can. If not, we'll catch you again when I finish. Well, looks like we've done pretty well. Spent probably about an hour here, maybe an hour and a bit. Got a few bits. It's not quite what I expected. So I was expecting a bit more like just different games. I made a whole list of popular games. However, what I did find instead was actually a bit more camera equipment and also some kids' toys. We'll go a bit through it when we get back home. But it's looking pretty good. In fact, let me just show you one of the things. So as you can see there, well, I don't know if you can see, but that's like a complete hold-up camera, which seems to be missing just a battery. Now this I got for, I believe, £3. I mean, the battery might be in there, you can't really see. However, we'll be able to see a little bit better when we get home. This looks pretty good. It's a sharp make, and yeah, a few other bits, a few other old cameras type. And then this little projector as well as the kids stuff. So let's get back and let's just check out a bit further. And finally, guys, we are back home, so let's just take a quick look through the items that we managed to get today. So we're going to get started with the first item that I actually bought, which is going to be this one. Now, this does look really old school, and that's because it is really old school. So what we're seeing here is quite an old school projector, basically. What you would do, you put the slides into here, you plug it in. The plug is still the very old school plug, which we don't have anymore in the UK, so I'll have to either swap that over, or probably not, just to keep it authentic. Now, it's looking in really good shape. Obviously, the projecting comes out there. You can unscrew this to make it a little bit taller or shorter, depending on where you're projecting it to. And the only real bit on here is there's a very, very slight little bent bit on here, which I can just bend out, take me a matter of minutes, and this cost me £1. So dollars, I mean, $1.30, something like that. That's pretty good. I've done a little bit of research. It's looking like about £10 or £15 at the moment, currently used on eBay. Next up, let's go for my next buy, and this I bought as a multi-buy. This is in fact some more old school cameras. However, one thing that I did like about them, if I can get it out, we go, is they all come with their original leather case as well. Now, I'm not very good with makes and models of cameras, however I know that they do sell for a certain amount. Plus it's a popular thing in 2022, people are into photography cameras and also like to collect stuff like this. So this is one of them. In fact, let me just stack these up here. So we got one, we got two. This again is in its original case, if I can get it off. See there, it's quite a nice little camera there. Again, quite heavy, quite old, all comes with the sort of leathery case there. And because they're in the case, they're actually all in really good nick. So put that there. I will, if I have time, I'll have it popping up on the screen of the prices that I've managed to see for them. But each one, after a little bit of investigation, looks like it's between 15 to 30 or 40 pound each. Now I'll tell you the price I paid for them in just a second. Let's open up this one. Same again, nice sort of old school make, quite heavy in its leather case still. Still all nice and working. In fact, I can't take this one out. But either way, we don't need to take out quite yet. But it's all looking in good condition. You even got your leather little strap here as well, which is looking pretty cool. Included as well was also another really cool camera. Now this is actually, I don't think it's worth quite as much, but it's, if anybody has done photography, they're going to like this. Basically the original way of taking photographs is having like a little darked out box with a hole in. You put your photography paper, you open up and you give it some exposure, and it gives you basically gives you an exposure on the print. This is one of them. Again with the box, you can see it's got the little hole in the back which should be covered in red, which it is. Everything else is on there from your time, aperture. Oh wow, that's amazing. So this is how you take your picture. When I click that, it clicks back again. Anyway, that's the front, that's the box. You can open up the box, that's where you put your paper in. So we've got this as well as part of this camera package. As well as that, we've got some other cool things. Some old focus lenses, or some old different type of lenses to give you different look, I suppose. You can turn them or twist them, yeah, like that. You can change them over. With that, we also got another little leather case with even more lenses. Where are we here? We've got the Haze filter, close-up lens. These are all in their original boxes, really old school. We've got about 6 lenses in there as well. Looking really good as a package so far, so let's put that all up here. Last but not least, we have 2 extremely cool things which I've not seen before. Now one I haven't managed to work out yet. Again, it's something to do with the camera kit, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. You twist it and I think it's supposed to, it's something to do with the sunshine, snow, bright, daylight, and I think it tells you to what settings you should have your camera basically. So yeah, some sort of light setting. However, we can go one further. It's in the same package. So I've got it all off one guy. It was one stool basically. There were some bits on other ones, so we put it all together as the camera kit. I said I like cameras, so we put it all together. This is Sixon, not sure of the make. It's a light kit basically for the camera or photographist to tell them how light it is, if it's light enough to take the picture. It's got your graph here with a little numerics of what's okay, and then when you scroll this up, what you can actually, and you probably won't be able to see because you're not zoomed in enough, but this is a light meter. And it's really old school. It's got the, is it working? It worked then for a second, but it's got a little like I don't know what you'd call that, like a little finger thing which points to you. It'll say, if you know, I don't think it will zoom in at that close up. You might be able to see, but it'll tell you how much light's in the room from this little top bit here. So you know, if it's lit up enough, it'll go up about halfway, maybe more, and it'll tell you that it's light enough in the room. Very cool. It's also got this nice revolving thing that can cover the back and the front again, which then closes up. So the price that I paid for all of this camera equipment right here was only £8. I managed to get it because he wanted 10 at first. I said, well, 8 do for all of it. Managed to get it down for 8. So for £8 we got all of this camera equipment. So that's looking pretty good. I mean, averagely, like I said, it's been 10 and £40 we're going to be able to sell each camera for. I'm not too sure about obviously these cool little things like the light meter. Hopefully I can go for a little bit more. It's very nice. It comes in its original travel case. It's all leather. Unfortunately, some of this has come apart a little bit. But I'm not too worried about that. You can also take it out, or you can give it as it is. People do like the authenticness. So we've got 2 more sort of item piles to show you that I got today. The first one I'm going to show you because it's camera related still, this little beauty. Now this is going to be quite hard to see on the camera, I'm not going to lie, but basically if I hold it up, you can see that this is a really old school like video cassette recorder type thing. If I hold it up, you'll be able to see a bit better, you know, for actual like proper shooting. It comes lots of different colours, like a 12 times zoom and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's so old school it still takes cassettes. Somewhere potentially, I'm sure there'll be a cassette holder. But it's really cool. Not only that, it comes with the absolute full case as well. So again, you're not going to be able to see much here, but actually come with the proper case. It's a sharp. Not that I know if that means anything, but it's got everything from the charger, extra bands and stuff to put around it to hold it. It's really cool. The only problem is, and the reason why I pay so little for this, is because it's missing its original battery. So right here is where a battery sits. Now we do have the power pack and we also have a lead, so you can actually use it. I haven't actually tested it yet, so we need to put a plug in. Once we put the plug in, we can test it just to see if it just works off the mains straight away, which it should do. However, I have looked and you are able still to get these batteries. It might be aftermarket, but I'm pretty sure they still work, and probably work better than the old original, which is probably worn out now. So this is looking really good. Best part, I only paid £3. £3 for the whole thing. It was a house clearance yard bit, and he wasn't sure if it works or not. He said it should work, hasn't got the battery. I said, obviously, as it might not work, what's your best price? He said £3, so I thought, you know what, £3, that's really good. On investigation, you can even get it for spares and repairs for £45. That's the minimum. If you actually look for a full set with this, and the full set that I found without a case was £299. So this might be the little jackpot that we've been looking for. Now that's not 100%, I might not be able to find the battery, and also I'm not sure if there is a sales market. It was the only one that I could properly find was £299. It was this exact model, and it didn't actually have quite as much as we did, so it didn't have the case and the other little straps and stuff. So that's could be our little winner there. That could be multiplying our money quite a lot. So now if we put it to the side, if I go grab another bag, we're going to see the last thing that I got. As you can see, I'm looking a little bit like Santa Claus here at the moment with all of these toys. Now, there is a reason why I do have all of these toys, although I wasn't actually going to go for toys in the first place. The reason is that this was all sold from one lady, and they're pretty much not all opened, apart from one. That one actually got me a brilliant deal because of it. So, just a quick run through, we got a lot of like Lego type stuff. So this isn't actual Lego, this is like close to Lego. All the boxes are either unopened completely, or if you open them up, you'll see that everything is still in its original packaging, not opened. All the menus, or the instructions and stuff like that, they're all in there. So we got 1, 2, 3 of these construction type Lego ones. They're not actual Lego. After that, we got a proper Playmobil one, again not actually opened at all. The box is bent ever so slightly, but it's not actually opened. So this hasn't actually been played with at all. So we're going to put that there. Next up, we have got Hot Wheels Monster Truck. Again, completely unopened, original seal and no sellotape for this one. And yeah, it's pretty cool, original Hot Wheels box. This was quite a random one, but we threw it in the deal anyway. It's completely unopened, some sort of kids robot puzzle type thing. So this sell, it might not sell, I'm not sure. Let's pop it down here. A completely unopened Dinosaur Lego set. The only problem with this is that it's just got a little push hole there. So a very, very tiny little hole, not enough to actually get anything out. And you can see the leaflets in there too, which is pretty cool. Now, again, this one's good. And this is actually what got me the biggest discount. Now, as you can see, this box has actually got everything in it. The one thing that it doesn't have is the monster truck in here. Apart from that, I've actually looked because you can open it. It's got every single part. It's not been used. It's absolutely brand new. Some of it's still in the plastic sleeves. But yeah, we got some sort of monster truck, monster jam type thing. It's got like ramps and stuff. It's pretty fun. However, the greatest thing about all of this is that I managed to get it for only £5. Because obviously the two with the defects, and the fact that I was just going to buy it all together, it looked like she wanted to get rid of it. I got all of this for £5. So realistically, even if I was to sell it for £1 each, you're still going to make some profit. I'm hoping to sell it for a little bit more, especially the Legos, the Playmobil one and the Hot Wheels one should be able to get a little bit more for that. But either way, it's going to, well, I'm going to find it pretty hard to make a loss on these products. So guys, out in the car again, I spotted a really good deal on Facebook Market. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Xbox One games. We got that all for £20. A few of them I researched before. We're looking at £10 or £15 for one of them in particular. The other one should sell for a bit. So yeah, we'll get home, sort these out. I'm still uploading onto the website, unfortunately. eBay, I've got most of the toys up. I haven't managed to do the cameras yet, so hopefully by the end of the day, we're going to be putting all of that stuff up between the website, eBay. I'll leave the link if you want to go check it out yourself. If you want to help out with the situation, you can always buy yourself some games. But anyway, keeping a good eye out, and hopefully you'll be able to keep on getting some more deals, start flipping, start making some money off this. So here we find ourselves at the end of a second week, and obviously I'm going to have to be uploading this quite shortly in the next day or two, just to make sure that I'm keeping up every week with a nice new episode of what's going on. And yeah, we've had some progression. We've not had any sales yet, however I've spent the last few days getting everything online ready to sell. Now let's just go through first. I've got a few bits on eBay. One thing I did find on here was selling, there we go. One thing that I did find on here, unfortunately, is that you can only list 10, although it actually tells you that you can list more than that when you first start an account. That to start a new account says that you can do up to 1,000. Apparently it's actually 10, so I could only list 10 of the items. As you can see here, I've gone with a lot of the toys. We've got some of the cameras. Let's just go on to the active one here. So we've got the toys, we've got the cameras. We didn't get the Xbox games, which I managed to get as well yet, because obviously we ran out. We've got a few watchers, nothing crazy. We've got 1, 2, okay, we've got 3 products being watched. We've got a few views on the other one. I've kept the bids really super low, starting at 99p unless they're worth a little bit more. So let's just see how this one goes. Another way of trying to maximize my sales here is I've created another website as well, just to sell them, because obviously we're going to make more profit here. Rather than a certain percentage that they take on eBay, it's actually quite a smaller percentage, plus a certain fee for every item. No idea why I went with the orange theme, very simple logo, but you know. Just a quick website, only took me a few days to set up, and we got most of the products up on here. We got the games as well, which we managed to get from the Facebook market the other day. I went as cheap as I could, so I looked on the internet for all the second-hand ones, and I basically tried to beat all the prices, because I managed to get it a lot cheaper. I might even lower them down a bit more. I might make them $4.99 each for all the ones that cost about £2 each. Either way, if you do want to come on here, check it out. We're going to have some cheap stuff on here anyway, so maybe place an order. Help out the cause. Anyway, as you can see, 20% off, so they'll save a little bit of money on their first order. You can go through the categories, obviously that will look better eventually, and you can get shopping on here, add it to cart. Hopefully we'll be able to maximise some sales this way. Now another way is of course putting it back onto Facebook Market, selling singly. However, it does seem to be a bit flooded with games at the moment, so let's keep it off the Facebook Market for now, potentially for the next episode. I was hoping to actually make a sale by the end of this one, but it doesn't look like it. Just took so long to actually get everything online, get the pictures, get the descriptions, all the prices, all the research. That took a fair amount of time, probably was more than 2 or 3 days realistically, but I've been at it every single evening. And we still have a few things to go on here. So as you can see, this is my current score popping up on the screen now, how much money we have left. Obviously we are currently at a loss, however as long as we can at least double everything, we should then be in profit by the next episode. I'm hoping by the next episode we'll actually have a few things sold, because then once we start to build up the portfolio, I've got a lot more exciting ideas to go forward, because we don't just want to keep buying and selling, we want to move up and up. So with the next one we're going to move up with something that costs a little bit more, however we'll make a little bit more. I've got a ton of different ideas that we can try out once we have earned a certain bit more. We've gone over the £200 threshold, and of course we still have that money in Amazon as well. I believe it was around £60 we still had left in there, so we still need to come up with a good plan for that. I have actually been looking at a slight upgrade for the cameras. One of the ideas as well is a little bit of marketing. Now people do pay quite a lot for marketing. If I can start to produce different sort of videos for them, introductions to their companies, certain marketing strategies which they can put on video, stuff that they can share on their socials, that can also get you a good bit of money, especially if you invest. And I can actually see one for £60 right here. Unfortunately, you're going to get loads of good prices. I don't know which ones are good, so I'm going to have to do my research. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be able to get a great one for that amount. However, that's the way I'm thinking. I'm thinking if we can spend a bit of money and we can make money off of it almost continuously, income generating thing, I suppose, without having to keep rebuying it. So obviously with the Facebook market, it's a great way to make some money, or car boots and stuff like that. But it is pretty constant, and realistically, depending on how much you spend, you might not make that much, or you might make a lot. There are other avenues. I've been watching a bit of TikTok, and some of the people on there seem to be doing really well with buying and selling furniture. For instance, they might buy one for £30, go on and sell it for £200 to £300. However, that needs a bit of a customer base already, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and build that up with the things that I've got. Once we do have a bit of a customer base, we can then start to look for different, more expensive products. Another thing that I did list on the page, which I'm not really too sure how that will work yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to make it work, is right at the bottom we have a requested product. Now this can be something, let's say somebody's looking for a really old school game, they don't have time to look for it realistically. Let's just come down here. They can basically request it, they can upload a picture or whatever, they can put a budget, let's say they want to spend up to £40 on it, and then basically I will see if that's worth my time going out and looking for. If they do pay for it, it'll just have a bit of an increase for obviously a finder's fee. I think it's 17.5% I'm going to charge for anything that I do find. So let's say you want something and you want to spend £100 on it, I do find it for £100 and I buy it, it's going to cost you 117. Realistically, it's not the best or the biggest money making method. However, whilst I'm out looking for products, I may as well have this in mind, because I might just have a list, might find it along the way. Not only will it help somebody out, but it'll put a bit of money towards the cause, and then we can start growing, start getting to that £2,000 mark. And boy, does this take some time. I didn't realise how labour intensive it's going to be. However, it is really fun at the same time. I do, anybody else that wants to try it, obviously follow along, see how it goes first. However, it's pretty fun. It gets you out of the house, it gets you doing stuff. It's got my mind going everywhere with all sort of different ways that we can sell and do stuff. So yeah, super fun to do. So guys, I think we're going to end this episode right now. By the next one, we are really hoping to have made some sales, so then we can progress to the next level. Thank you for watching. If you do want to support this video, head on over to the site, go over to my eBay, perhaps look through some of the stuff if you do want to buy it. Obviously I'm going to try and keep it cheaper than you can get it anywhere online. The way I tend to research is just I'll look online, see what the cheapest is, beat it by a few pennies or a pound or something like that. So realistically, you're going to get a great price anyway, and it's going to support a cause. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again on the next episode.